Good morning, class. Once again, I hope that all of you will be fine and safe at your home and you are studying well. If you have any doubt, any question regarding my subject, you can write your questions, your doubt, your query in the comment box, or you can directly call me or send me your problem. Whatever problem you have, you can write in the message, type in the message, and send it to me. I will reply of your problem. Okay. In previous video, we have talked about the black soil, alluvial soil we have completed, and also the laterite soil. Today, we will see the remaining points of black soil. See on the screen. I hope that you can see the page clearly. As you know, the chapter name is Resources and Development. It is made up of extremely fine clay material and suitable for growing cotton. I have told you that black soil is also called, is also called cotton soil because it's a good soil for cotton. Okay, and it is made up of extremely. What is the means of extremely? Extremely means most. Okay, most. Clear? You can read here. Most, or in Hindi it's also called atyant. Fine, fine material. A small one means most small particles of clay materials. Clay means soil, okay, and clay means more same particle, okay, as the soil. Clear? Material and suitable for growing cotton. So that's why it's called cotton soil. It is rich in nutrients like calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, potash, and lime, but is poor in phosphoric content. These all are chemical. Okay, these are the nutrients. About these you have studied in chemistry. So these all nutrients found in black soil in a rich content. On the screen you can see alluvial soil and black soil. Here in left alluvial soil and in right black soil. It develops deep cracks during the hot summer, which helps in formation of the soil. It develops deep cracks. Okay, it it create deep cracks, means we can say crack हो जाना, वहां से फट जाना. Okay, and during hot summer. Okay, so more soil can be formed and it is very helpful for soil formation due to its crack. It becomes sticky due to high moisture retentions when wet and becomes difficult to be tiled. It becomes sticky. Okay, sorry, not it's sticky. It's written sticky. Sticky. Sticky means gluey. Gluey means Gluey. Gluey means chipchipahat. Okay, chiknahat we can say. Okay, it's become more sticky in the wet when there is moisture, and it is very difficult to tile. What is the meaning of tiled? Tiled means we can say cultivate. Okay, you can write here cultivate. It is difficult to cultivate. Write your synonym cultivate. Cultivate. Got it? Next, red and yellow soils. Red soils develop on crystalline igneous rocks in areas of low rainfall in the eastern and southern part of the Deccan Plateau. Red soil. Where the red soil develop and with which help of rocks means red soil develops on crystalline igneous rocks in areas of low rainfall. Where low rainfall is there, in which area low rainfall is there with igneous rocks, okay, red soil develops there. And where these part found, this area found in the eastern and southern part of Deccan Plateau. Yellow and red soil are also found in parts of Odisha, Chhattisgarh, southern parts of the Middle Ganga plain, and along the pediment zone of the Western Ghat. Means this soil is found where? Mostly in Odisha, Chhattisgarh, southern parts of Middle Ganga plain, and along with pediment zone of Western Ghat. Pediment means foothills. Okay. These soils develop a reddish color due to diffusion of iron in crystalline and metamorphic rock. Many times it's asked in exam that why its color is reddish. What is the reason behind its color? Clear? You can write from here. This soil develops a reddish color due to diffusion of iron in crystalline and metamorphic rocks. Due to presentation of iron, you can also write due to presentation of iron. Okay. It looks yellow when it occurs in a hydrate form. Okay. When it occurs hydrate, it also shown yellow color. Got it? Next, desert or arid soil. Desert or arid soil. Desert, you know what is desert, and arid means dry. Okay, arid means dry soil. DRY, dry. Desert soils covers about 4% of India's total geographical area. Okay, whatever area we have, okay, in India's total geographical area, we have 4% desert or arid soil, or desert soil covers it. In some areas, common salt is obtained in this soil due to evaporation of water. You know evaporation, evaporate. Okay. Due to evaporation of water in some parts, common salt found, common salt obtained. Clear? See its features. Desert soil is sandy in texture, red to brown in color, and saline in nature. Means there is so much sand, dust particle, okay, in the desert soil, and in texture. Texture I have told you. Its structure, its design. In design, it's look like sand, and in color, it's like red or red to brown in color, and saline in nature. Saline means salty, we can say. Okay, salty in nature. Got it? It lacks humus and moisture due to dry climate, high temperature, and faster rate of evaporation. It lacks of humus. What is humus? What is humus? Humus means, please clear it, it's not humus. Okay, write it, correct it. Humus. Humus. Got it. Humus means the soil which is made by the decomposed dry leaves. The soil which is made by decomposed soil or decomposed dry leaves. Okay, सड़ी पत्तियों की मिट्टी के द्वारा बनाए गए. It lacks means कमी. Okay, अभाव. It lacks humus and moisture due to dry climate, because there is hot temperature is there, high temperature is there, and faster rate of evaporation. Moisture can't be there for a long time. Its nature also become dry. It can be useful for cultivation only with suitable irrigation method, as in case of Ganganagar district of Western Rajasthan. It is useful for growing barley, wheat, cotton, maize, millets, and pulses. Means in desert soil, it's possible to cultivation. To cultivate, it can be useful for cultivation. We can use it for cultivation. This desert or arid soil, but with suitable irrigation method. Some some steps, some method we will have to take for irrigation, and one example is here is shown. Ganganagar district of Western Rajasthan. It is useful for growing barley. Barley means hardly. Here its synonym is hardly. Hardly. Hardly means बहुत मुश्किल से, कठिनाई से. Okay, hardly. Wheat, cotton, maize, millets, and pulses. Okay, these crop can be grow with suitable irrigation method. This soil is found in western parts of Rajasthan, northern Gujarat, and southern parts of Haryana. Where desert or arid soil found? The desert and arid soil found in western part of Rajasthan, northern Gujarat, and southern parts of Haryana. Okay, next. In the lower horizons of the soil, conker are found due to increasing calcium content downwards, which restrict the infiltration of water. Means in the lower part of the soil, conker found. Conker, okay, found, and due to increasing of calcium content. Okay, when it's the we can say the means the ratio of calcium increase in the downwards, which restrict infiltration of water. Infiltration means infiltration means you can write its synonyms. First, restrict. Restrict means stop. Stop. Stop the infiltration of water. Infiltration means पानी का वाटर का अंदर घुसना नीचे. Okay, downwards में अंदर जाना. So it stop the water, okay, to go downwards. Clear? Next, we completed soil and arid soil. Now we will see forest and mountain soils. It covers about 8% of India's total geographical area. How much? 8%. And soil and arid soils were covering 4% of total geographical area. And forest and mountain soil covers 8% of India's total area. Let's see its feature. Some features of forest or mountain soil are given below, in which first is it varies in textures from loamy and silty in various valley sides to coarse grained in upper slopes. Okay, varies means change. Okay, it change in texture. Texture means design, structure. It change in structure. We can say its structures from loamy. Loamy means चिकनी बालुई मिट्टी. It's also called चिकनी balui mitti, and silty means silt found there. Okay. In valley side, where the valleys is there to coarse grained in upper slope from here to there. Okay, it change in texture, in structure. Clear? Now the next point is due to lack of forest cover in the snow covered area of Himalayas, soils are acidic with low humus content. Humus, I have told you before, humus means that soil which is made by the help of dry decomposed leaves. Okay, due to lack of forest cover. Okay, due to lack of forest cover in the snow covered areas of Himalaya, soil are acidic with low humus content. Means low humus is there and mostly part is covered with the snow like Himalayas area. This soil is useful for cultivating spices, tea, coffee and tropical fruits. Okay, spices, tea, coffee and tropical fruits. This soil is very useful for cultivating these parts, these objects. Next is it is found in lower parts of valleys, particularly on the river terrace and in the hilly region of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. Why? Because mostly part of this area are covered with hilly regions, are covered with hilly areas, we can say. In Jammu Kashmir there is hilly areas is there, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. And these all things like spices, tea, coffee, tropical fruits are found there. Got it? Clear? Okay. Next. Next question is there. Why has the land under forest not increased much more 1960 to 1961? What is the reason that forest is not increasing much more from 1960 to 1961? Let's see its reason. Forest area has increased from 18.11 in 22.57% in 1960 to 61. Okay, in this year 1960 to 1961, forest increased its area 18.11% to 22.57%. Okay, yet this increase is not sufficient by all standards. It should be up to 33% of the total land, which is about to 8 million kilometer. Okay. Means this only this much area is not sufficient, means it will have to increase till 33%, up to 33%, which is about of the total land, which is about 3.28 million kilometer. Why has the land under forest not increased to expectation? Because there is much pressure on land because of cultivation, pastures, housing, and factories, which are also quite important and necessary. What is the reason? Means the we can say the increasing limit. Okay, the increasing point which we see in this year from 1960 to 1961 has not seen after this. What is the reason behind it? Because on land there is so much pressure is there, so much pressure is there, people are using, there is many factors, land is using for many factors, for many work. For example, cultivation is very important point we can say, because if you see about India, India has got second position in population, and day by day it is increasing. And if it is increasing, there will be a demand of food. Okay, and if there is the demand of food, from where it will come, where its pressure will go, its pressure will go on land. Okay, so you can see there will be much pressure on land because of cultivation, because people demand for more product, and to satisfy their needs they will utilize it more and more. Clear? Next point is pastures. Pastures means grassland. You can write here grassland. Okay, grassland is also necessary. Grasslands is also necessary for animals. Got it? What they will eat, it's also necessary point. What will cattle will eat? Next is housing, where people will live. If we have lots of population, so it's very necessary to live for settlements of there where they will live. So housing is the next point. Cost of housing, cost of pastures, cultivation, and factories. There is so much pressure on land. You can see many factories are there nowadays. huh? So it is important and necessary also. Anyhow, in order to bring the forest area to the scientific level of 33% of total area, strenuous efforts should be made to bring barren and wasteland under forest cover. Okay. Strenuous effort, right? Its synonym. Strenuous means strong. Strong efforts should be made to bring strong effort should be made to bring barren and wasteland under forest cover. Barren means bunja, means we can, barren means bunja, you can write here. Infertile, write it infertile, 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 and wasteland which is not useful. Okay, under forest cover means we can use these lands if we will work hard on it. Okay, strongly we will use new technology for cultivating it. It's also possible, okay, that it can be used, it can be under forest after some time. Otherwise there is very little scope of the expansion of the forest in face of great demand of land for other important needs as explained above, like cultivation, pastures, housing, and factories, etc. If we will not find its substitute, means there is barren land is there, wasteland is there. If we will not use it, okay, we will not find the substitute of these lands, there will be very little scope of expansion will be there, means very little place will be there for forest. I think in upcoming times there will be no forest also, because there is so much demand for cultivation, pasture, housing, factories, because the main reason behind it is population and population and only population, because day by day population is increasing and the demand is also increasing according to population for the production, for the grasslands, for living place, for settlement, for factories, and people is continuously deforested the land. Okay, so government will have to also find out its substitution. They will have to work on it. Clear? Okay. And please read it carefully again and again. If you have any doubt, please ask me in the comment box. Mostly we have completed till here, and in next point we will see soil erosion and soil conservation. Read it at your home and ask me your question, your queries, and don't waste your time. Clear? Okay. Thank you.